Also the way we talk about death. When was the last time somebody died and somebody said, oh, they passed over, they passed on, they went to sleep? No, they didn't, they died. We need to use the term, the person died. There is nothing wrong with death. Death makes life all the more precious.
Not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live, and that is correct. Never beginning to live would be my biggest fear. You have to live, you have to enjoy yourself, you have to enjoy life.
My biggest fear of dying would be leaving my daughter and my husband.
Scared of dying?
Scared of dying?
Yeah.
I'm definitely scared of dying.
I know that they'd cope and I know that they'd live, but I know it would be very difficult.
The fear I would have would be not living properly, not enjoying my life, not getting out of life what I should get out of it before I do die.
And also I'd miss out. I want to see my daughter walk up the aisle and do her first West End show.
I'm not scared of it to the point where I won't do anything.
I actually do think about it,
but it's inevitable.
Just for, I guess, because if you've known people that have died, you just, I don't know, tend to think about it.
My mother and father are dead, but also my brother, my younger brother is dead as well.
Yeah, recently I lost my dad's best friend.
That came as quite a shock because he wasn't all that old, he was just in his 50s.
I lost my sister, and I've lost my nan and my granddad, separate occasions.
I was the youngest of 3 children, very much the youngest. So I was born when my mother was 45 years of age. In the last couple of years of her life, she had Alzheimer's and basically disappeared into a shell of a human being, and then she passed away.
It was a very quick, very strange experience. You don't expect to lose someone that young.
My sister, I don't have any memories really, because she was like a baby.
The first dead body I saw when I was 14, and that was my grandma.
Yeah, I was living in Spain at the time, basically, and we just moved there. We only lived there for 3 years, and then my mum got pregnant while we were in Spain. So I was 10 at the time.
I didn't know my other grandparents because my parents were much older than me, because they had me in later life. So I only knew one grandmother, and my mum and I actually found her, and she just looked like she was asleep. It was really weird. But when we walked in, my mum said, "Oh, Mum, what are you doing up? Mum, Mum, Mum." She didn't answer, and she went over, and she just looked at me and said, "Dawn, you might want to go in the kitchen." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Oh, Grandma's dead."
It was very difficult for my dad, and it was difficult to see him like that and be upset about it.
There was just really big complications, but obviously I was 10 at the time, so I don't really, still to this day, because my mum never talks about it, I don't really know actually what the problem was, which is really kind of weird to think about. But yeah, there was just complications and she passed away in the hospital. But I literally have the biggest memory that probably is in my mind is I did see her twice. So once was when she was still alive, and I was in hospital with my mum, and then you weren't allowed to, because she was in an incubator, you're not allowed to really, because I was quite young, I wasn't allowed to bacteria or whatever, I wasn't allowed to be near her.
My great nan, she was South African, and she just had this way about her. She had like this energy, and every time like we'd meet up at my nan's house, and going to my nan's house is a bit of a drainer. Like, you wouldn't want to go there, but if you knew that my great nan was going to be there, it'd be like amazing. It'd be like a party. She was just like this powerful force of a woman. She was amazing.
But I have so many favourite memories of my mum. I've written poems about her. I've got vast amounts of memories. My mum was the most awful singer.
And I was just trying to say to them, like, I'm sister, like, can I see, can I see? And literally, like, I was like looking over the incubator, and like while I was there, like you could see, I don't know what it's called, like the heart rate thing, and it like went up, like as I was like standing there, and my mum was like, what, like she wouldn't look at me, but it was just like really weird, because I was just like, oh, like I'm like with her, like it's the first time like seeing her.
My mum she loved listening to Terry Wogan in the morning, and she would sing along to him. She was very much a sort of housewife. She did the accounts for my father's business. But in the mornings she would get up early and she'd make all of our sandwiches to go off to school and my father to go off to work. But she would sing. Oh boy, would she sing. And it was often guess that tune, because half the time you really couldn't tell from what she was singing. My mother said to me for Christmas she wanted a particular single. I said, okay, what is it? And she said, oh, I heard it on the radio. And I said, okay, so tell me what, oh, I don't know the name. I said, well, sing it to me. And she went, la 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 la. Okay, no, that's not helping. And about 3 days later, it came on the radio. She went, oh, that's it. And it was the theme from Chariots of Fire. Da 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 da. And I just looked at her and went, how? How was I meant to get it from that?
I think the main thing is to live as good a life as you possibly can. We can't all be perfect. We're not talking about being perfect, but to try your best to live as good a life as possible, to help people, to understand other people's problems and to be sympathetic and try and help. And if you live a good life, I don't think you have any need to fear death at all. None at all whatsoever.
We are not used to death because the medical profession has been able to extend life and to save people. So for instance, infant mortality and women's mortality, men would often have to get married 3-4 times because they would lose their wives in childbirth. These days, we almost expect every pregnancy to produce a perfect baby and a living mother. That wasn't the case 150, 200 years ago. Women would die regularly in childbirth, and so you had to face up to death on a regular basis. Also, we have better nutrition, we have better standard of living. I don't care what anybody says, our lives now, although we moan, is amazing.
Life isn't perfect. My life's the same as anybody else's life. In all our lives, there are clouds. There are clouds in all our lives. There are also rainbows. I try to create as many rainbows as I can and try and dispel the clouds as quickly as I can.
Don't take life too seriously. Have fun. Obviously work hard. Just always have that good outlook on life. Just always be smiling.